In court today over illegal appointments she allegedly made for several positions inside the village, among them.
Investigator, I've got some books, including here. Inside I have from the United States District Court, Northern District.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard's world has taken a dramatic turn, with scandals, lawsuits, and public embarrassment bringing her career to a halt. Once proudly calling herself a super mayor, Henyard is now facing eviction from her home, removal from her role as Thornton Township supervisor, and a federal investigation. So how did someone with so much influence fall so hard? From unpaid rent to allegations of corruption, we're breaking down everything that led to this chaotic downfall.
The sheriff's been out here a few times to serve them. For a household that makes, over $350,000 a year.
The eviction drama surrounding Mayor Tiffany Henyard and her boyfriend Cal Woods has set the internet on fire. The couple is being kicked out of their suburban home, where they've lived since 2021, for not paying rent since August. Their landlord, Janetta Hull, who was once Henyard's friend and even supported her campaign, says she feels betrayed. The rent increased to $2,400 per month due to rising property taxes, but Hull claims Woods said they couldn't afford the higher amount, despite the couple earning a combined income of over $300,000 from Henyard's roles as mayor and Thornton Township supervisor and Woods' well-paying township job. Hull expressed her disbelief, saying, "For a household making over $350,000 a year, how can you not pay your rent?"
The home that she leased to Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now
this story gets even wilder. Not only did Tiffany Henyard and Cal Woods allegedly stop paying rent, but their landlord, Janetta Hull, claims they changed the locks and garage codes to keep her out of the house. "If I try to go over there with a locksmith and change them back, I think she'd probably have me arrested," Hull told reporters. Hull filed eviction papers in September, but Cook County sheriffs have been unable to serve them, neither at the house nor at Village Hall. Henyard seems untouchable, at least for now. Hull, who says she hasn't worked in months and depends on the rental income to make ends meet, is frustrated and exhausted. "At some point, karma is going to catch up to you. Just pay your rent," she said, adding that even if the couple pays what they owe, she still wants them out.
At the Dalton Village Board meeting this evening. That meeting was being held at the Park District building since Village Hall cannot legally accommodate the crowd.
Just when things couldn't get worse for Tiffany Henyard, they did. Days after the eviction news broke, Henyard faced another huge setback, this time in her political career. At a Democratic caucus to choose nominees for Thornton Township's April election, Henyard was blocked from running for re-election as supervisor. The gymnasium was packed with residents and political figures, many eager to see the public rejection of Henyard's leadership. The event, overseen by State Senator Napoleon Harris, was chaotic from the start. Henyard arrived late in a bold, hot pink pantsuit, accusing Harris of voter suppression. She claimed her supporters were being locked out while Harris's allies were let in first. "They had us in the cold, letting 2 people in at a time," she shouted to reporters. Harris's team denied the allegations, saying the gym was simply at capacity due to early arrivals and no one was intentionally excluded. "People were let in at the proper time," Harris stated, calling Henyard's claims baseless. Inside, the tension was high. Frustrated attendees voiced their disapproval of Henyard's controversies and leadership style. The caucus lasted just 7 minutes, with Harris and his slate easily winning the Democratic nomination. Henyard, visibly upset, stormed out, shouting, "Illegal Napoleon!" as the crowd cheered. Many saw this as a long-awaited moment. As she left, attendees broke into the chant, "Nana hey hey, kiss him goodbye," turning her exit into a symbolic farewell.
One thing to win, but let's do it properly and let the people really have a voice. The people's voice was taken.
Henyard's removal from the race wasn't just about caucus rules. Her failure to meet the requirement for a full slate of candidates, missing a certified assessor on her ticket, played a role. But the caucus revealed a bigger issue, a community fed up with her leadership. Critics pointed out that Henyard's time as supervisor had been riddled with allegations of lavish spending, self-promotion, and misuse of taxpayer funds. This sentiment wasn't just limited to the residents. Social media has also been relentless in its criticism. One user commented, "Instead of leading, she's been using our money to boost her own image. We deserve better." Stop saying misuse funds. She flat out stole tax dollars and blew it lavishly. That's not misused funds. Another added, how did she get to this point? A few years ago, she got busted for breaking into cars. She's always been a professional thief. She just recently added con man to her resume. These comments highlight the increasing frustration with Henyard's leadership and the feeling that her actions have finally caught up with her. Many believe her controversial behavior over the years has led to this moment, where the community is no longer willing to overlook her actions.
2 meetings in different locations. It was a little confusing for some residents, but the meeting here at Village Hall canceled after a few minutes because they
But Henyard isn't giving up without a fight. She's already vowed to sue everyone involved in the caucus, claiming the process was rigged and illegal. "I will be suing everybody tomorrow. This is illegal, illegal," she shouted as she left the caucus. Her attorney, Max Solomon, echoed her claims, accusing Harris of creating unfair last-minute rules to disqualify Henyard. "Napoleon Harris is a coward," Henyard said, criticizing him for not letting the people have their say. Despite her defiance, the list of controversies surrounding Henyard continues to grow. Along with the eviction and the caucus drama, she is now under investigation by federal authorities for allegedly misusing taxpayer funds.
Strongly that meeting was improperly called and improperly held. The residents of
Earlier this year, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, hired as a special investigator, revealed troubling findings about Dalton's financial situation. The town's general fund balance had dropped from $61 million in 2022 to a deficit of $3.65 million by May 2024. Lightfoot's report also uncovered shocking spending habits, including $43,000 spent on Amazon in a single day and more than $85,000 on a poorly attended concert. Residents accused Henyard of using taxpayer money for personal luxuries, such as first-class flights, beauty vendors, and promotional billboards featuring herself. One trustee even described her as running the town like a dictatorship, prioritizing her image over the community's needs. But what truly stunned residents was the revelation that Henyard had allegedly pushed for a massive salary cut for any future township supervisors, reducing the role's pay from over $200,000 to just $20,000 annually. Critics quickly called this move a blatant attempt to discourage competition and ensure no one could take her place, even if she were forced out. Municipal Attorney Bert Odelson slammed the tactic as so illegal in so many ways, pointing out that it violated multiple state laws and undermined public trust in local government.
Just point the finger to Tiffany or allow me, I'm over it. Now it's time for me.
Even Henyard's cancer charity, once a cornerstone of her public image, has come under scrutiny. The Tiffany Henyard CES Foundation, which promised to empower cancer survivors, was recently ordered by the Illinois Attorney General to stop accepting donations after failing to register with the state. Critics argue that the charity had become another tool for self-promotion, with little transparency about where its funds were going. "It's just one more thing she's using to boost her image while the rest of us suffer," said community activist Stephanie Weidman. For many, these revelations have solidified the belief that Henyard's time in office has been more about personal gain than public service. The financial mismanagement has had real consequences for Dalton's residents. The Illinois State Comptroller's Office cut off funding to the village after Henyard failed to provide required financial reports. Meanwhile, the town's deficit continues to grow, leaving trustees scrambling to address the mess. Residents have had enough, with many calling for Henyard's resignation. "She's done nothing but embarrass this town. It's time for her to go," said Deborah Jordan, a lifelong Dalton resident.
One thing to win, but let's do it properly and let the people really have a voice. The people's voice was taken.
Despite the growing opposition, Henyard remains undeterred, vowing to run for a second term as mayor of Dalton. At a recent village board meeting, she boldly declared, "No, I am going to come through on a landslide just like Trump did. Like it or not, I am your mayor." Her confident statement, however, was met with boos and residents turning their backs on her. Trustee Jason House, who is also running for mayor, highlighted the toll Henyard's scandals have taken, noting that morale in the town's police department, already struggling without a permanent chief, has hit an all-time low. With lawsuits, investigations, and public backlash piling up, Henyard's future seems increasingly uncertain. Can she recover from this wave of scandals, or is her political career officially over? Some of her supporters, like Keith Price, still believe she has a chance. "I think enough people know her name to write her name in, and I believe we could still win it," Price said, referring to the possibility of Henyard running as a write-in candidate for Thornton Township Supervisor. But others are not so sure. Henyard's story is far from over, but one thing is clear. The self-proclaimed super mayor has fallen from grace in spectacular fashion. With eviction proceedings underway, investigations looming, and her political power slipping away, the question remains, how much lower can she go? What do you think? Is this the end of Tiffany Henyard's career, or will she find a way to bounce back? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this ongoing saga. Until next time.